Over the last few days, I've been doing a lot of thinking. I've shared with you a couple of days ago that I'm reading a book now called Principles by Ray Dalio, and that really helps me kind of think about where I am in my life right now, my goals, and especially with our business, Prospero. And the truth is that we're not where I'd like us to be. And I'm looking back we're working on this for more than a year now. And I'm thinking, what doesn't work, right? We are a business, and that business has few functions. It has its marketing functions, it has its development functions, it has its design functions, and its product functions. And when I was thinking about everything that way, in kind of a systematic ways, I understand that actually development works really good. I is doing a great job developing, not a lot of bugs, doing great on timing. The marketing, for now, it works great. We have natural organic traffic. The Facebook ads campaigns that I did perform pretty well, so marketing works pretty well. And the real problem, I think the core problem right now, is the product. And actually, I've been in charge of that since we've started. And when I say that the problem is the product, that means that I think that if the product is not valuable enough, if it's not kind of a must-have product, or if people are kind of leaving the product after a while or not converting into paid users, that means that the product and the strategy also are somewhat lacking. And that was my responsibility. So I kind of understand that maybe I'm not good enough at managing product and business strategy, understanding what market we should target. Is it the US market, the European market, worldwide market, established freelancers, beginner freelancers? Those were all decisions that I made. Some I thought a lot about, and some I didn't thought well enough about, I think. But I think it's really important for me to understand you did this kind of on the go, but you did not understand that you're not good enough, and the kind of the outcomes are that you're not where you want to be. So you have to understand. Now, I'm not saying this like, boohoo, I'm not a good product man, I don't know how to create great products. I'm not like self-pity or coming up with excuses why nobody ever taught me to create great products, or it's really hard, or whatever. The only thing that I'm saying is, hey, here's a fact of reality, which is you're not good at kind of creating product or thinking strategically, business strategy. And so you need to find a way to improve yourself and get better at it. And so that's going to be my kind of core critical priority in the upcoming months, to try to improve those things. I'll be doing that by, I guess, trying to learn from books, from online resources, and trying to find the best mentors I can find. I've been already started doing that, trying to establish an advisory board for Prospero, and also working with a business coach. I feel those are things that will help me improve on those directions. But I think it's really kind of a breakthrough understanding that, hey, this is the problem, and I'm going to be working on solving it right now. So I'm heading out to a Prospero meeting right now. I actually haven't shared this with Ayal, so I'm going to tell him my thoughts about this today, and see how he takes it and how we're going to take it from here.
Let's go. With it, haters put a sock in it. Sock puppets not stopping nothing, so they mock it. Hated what they can't understand, they illiterate. The truth is my proof, I ain't gotta be considerate. Nah, feelings ain't really my concern. Want a slow burn, pressure luck, try pulling up, it'll be your turn. No sir, you will never any competition. Go first, try to test us, or just stop bitching.
All right, so that was a great day, a good meeting with Ayal. I've shared with him my understandings from the last few days, and first of all, he agreed with me. But the good thing was that he said that lately I've been really making progress on improving those things, how I manage the product, getting more feedback, and trying to learn, again, with my business coach, and really trying to improve those things that I currently lack. And the second thing that he said that really made me happy was that he's also, just like me, super motivated about working on Prospero for the long term. So he's not being worried about what's not working at the moment, because he's got confidence that if we solve these things,
we're going to succeed in the long term. So that really made me happy. So after the meeting, I went back to the office and kind of worked on a doc to really kind of clarify my thinking, and wrote the goal and what currently is the problem that stops us from reaching the goal. The goal is that Prospero will grow the revenue months over months. So currently we're kind of have a static revenue. We're making money and new customers every month, but since some of them are leaving and not sticking with us, the revenue is kind of fixed. And I want this to grow every month. And as I've said, one of the core problems is the fact that I'm not managing the product effectively and correctly, and not thinking strategically well enough. But when I try to think about what is the root cause of, why am I not a great, strategic thinker or product guy, it's usually not because I lack the knowledge. A lot of times it's something that is more deep, kind of a personality issue. So let me give you a few examples. So for example, I know that to be a great product manager, you really have to talk a lot with your customers, and it's really hard for me to do. I've shared a couple of weeks ago that I had a goal of, doing 5 interviews per week, and even though I've succeeded for like a couple of weeks, then I slacked and I haven't been doing customer interviews for the past few weeks. And that's because it's really hard to reach out to people, and it takes a lot of energy to do those Skype calls. Most of the people I interview are in the US, so that means that it's night over here and I'm tired, and it's really hard for me to do that. So I have to design systems for me to get over my personal unwillingness or kind of discomfort of doing this in order to really actually improve. One more thing is that I really a lot of times feel like I'm right. So I'm too confident and maybe I'm doing something wrong, but because I'm so sure that I'm right, I can't see other options, and that's very limiting, and sometimes I make mistakes like that. So that's also kind of a personal thing, that if I won't fix this somehow and find kind of a design solution for this problem, I'm never going to improve. So just trying to think about ways to work on those problems, and I think I made a big progress today. Even though most day was dedicated to thinking, I think taking this time off to reflect and really understand what is your weakness that's stopping you from getting where you want, and how to achieve, go around that weakness. I think it's super important, so I'm happy with the outcomes from today. Hope you guys have a great day as well, and I'll catch you tomorrow.
Class in session.